All right, so let's jump right into this deep dive with this article you sent over. 5 insurance policies everyone should have. I mean, insurance.
Yeah.
It's important, we know that, but sometimes it can feel like, whoa, where do I even begin?
It really can. In this article, it kind of cuts right to the chase. It's not about like predicting the future, right? Like you're going to have some terrible accident. It's more about just being ready for anything, those unexpected things life throws at us.
Being prepared, not freaking out.
Exactly. It's like, think about risk. You have a fire extinguisher in your kitchen, but you're not like expecting a fire every time you turn on the stove, are you?
Perfect analogy. It's there just in case.
And that's insurance in a nutshell, right? That just in case. And, just having that safety net, honestly, it can really reduce stress. Which, speaking of the article, it goes into some specifics about the types of insurance we should consider. And one that, honestly, I think a lot of people maybe overlook is long-term disability, LTD.
LTD, yeah. For someone who's maybe hearing that term, and they're like, okay, wait, back up. Why is that so essential? Break it down for us.
Okay, so think of it this way. Your ability to earn a living, that's your most valuable asset, right? We insure our cars, our homes.
Right.
But what about protecting, our ability to actually make a living? LTD, that's where it comes in if something happens and you can't work for a long time, even years, potentially.
Wow. So it's really income protection for those like what-if moments that honestly we don't always like to think about.
And the article does a really good job of like laying out the difference between short-term disability, which might cover you for a few weeks, maybe a couple of months,
right,
and long-term disability, LTD, which is for like the long haul.
Okay, so if we're like trying to wrap our heads around LTD, what are some of the like big things, the big factors we should be thinking about?
Well, the article breaks it down into 3 major things. First, how much coverage you actually have. You want it to be enough to actually like pay your bills if you're unable to work.
Makes sense. And the second?
This is a big one. There's a difference between what they call own occupation and any occupation. Own occupation means you'd be covered if you can't do your specific job.
I see.
Any occupation is more about, can you do any job at all? Even if you're, qualified for it on paper.
Okay, that's a really important distinction. So coverage amount, own occupation versus any occupation was the third.
Read the fine print. That's always essential. Policies can be different.
They really can. I noticed, and we were talking about this before, that the article touches on workers' compensation and how that's different from LTD.
Oh, yeah. Great point. So workers' comp, that's specifically for if you get hurt or are sick because of your job.
Okay.
LTD, it covers you no matter where. You could get injured playing Frisbee in the park. It doesn't matter.
So it's kind of a broader safety net.
Exactly. And speaking of protecting what matters, it's a good time to transition to, not always the easiest topic, but life insurance.
I was just thinking that. It's like, how do we talk about this in a way that, like, people don't just tune out?
It's about taking care of the people you love, right? Even when, it's about providing for them, making sure they're taken care of no matter what.
Having their back.
Yeah. And it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. The article mentions how what you need at 25 when you're starting a family is different than, say, someone who's getting ready to retire.
Right. That makes sense. And, one thing they mentioned that I thought was interesting is thinking about, like, funeral expenses, those end-of-life costs.
It's practical, but people don't always think about it.
No, they don't, and it can be a huge burden.
Exactly. And it highlights how life insurance isn't just about, like, replacing someone's income. It's about taking care of those unexpected expenses, making things a little bit easier.
That's a really good point. Okay, so from thinking about, life, unfortunately, let's talk about staying healthy, health insurance. And the article really hits on this idea that healthcare costs, even for like the basic stuff, it's
a lot. People really, I think, underestimate it until they get that bill. It's not always about those big scary events. It's the everyday stuff that can get you.
It was like a buffer, a financial buffer for like staying healthy.
And it gives you that access to like preventative care, because those regular checkups, catching things early, that can save you a lot of trouble and money down the line.
So true.
Yeah.
I have to admit, reading through that section, I was like, oh my gosh, there are so many terms, deductibles, out-of-pocket maximums. It can get a little overwhelming.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. Maybe that's a whole other deep dive, but for now, I think the important thing is just do your research, compare plans, know what's out there.
Okay. So we've gone from like Our health to, well, let's talk about literally our homes, our stuff. And this article, it groups homeowners and renters insurance together. And it had this funny line about how much would it actually cost to replace all your stuff?
I know. I thought that was so smart. It's easy to be like, oh, it's just stuff. But if you actually had to replace it all, your furniture, your clothes,
Everything.
it adds up really fast.
Right. It's like, I never realized how much I love my blender until I think about how much it would cost to buy a new one. But okay, before we get too sidetracked, I do want to clarify, homeowners and renters insurance, they're not the same, right?
No, not at all. They both protect your stuff and they both give you liability coverage. But homeowners insurance, that's for the actual structure of your house, like the walls, the roof. Renters insurance is all about what's inside, your belongings.
Got it. Okay. So if I'm renting, my landlord's insurance isn't covering my stuff.
A lot of people think it does, and the article makes that really clear. Renters need their own policy.
Oh, wow. Good to know. And it's not just about like fires, right? It's like, what if there's a burst pipe or...
Exactly. All those things you don't see coming.
Speaking of things I didn't know, it also mentions, and this is for anyone with fur babies, that some insurance companies have restrictions on certain dog breeds.
It's true. You really do have to read the fine print. Policies can be very, very specific.
Wow, the things you learn. Okay, from our furry friends to something else most of us do every day, driving. Which brings us to another big one, auto insurance.
Which, most places, you have to have it. It's the law.
And for good reason. I mean, even if you are the safest driver in the world, it's other people you have to worry about.
Exactly. You can't control other people.
There's that risk again. And I think this is where, it's tempting to just get the bare minimum coverage to save some money. But the article makes a really compelling point about why that's...
It's risky. Like, in the short term, it might seem like a good deal, but if something happens, a serious accident, you could be looking at medical bills, car repairs, even legal fees.
Wow. Yeah.
It can be way more than you're prepared for if you're not careful.
So it's really not just about, checking a box, right?
Yeah.
It's about having enough coverage to actually protect yourself.
Yes, protect your assets, your financial well-being, because one event shouldn't derail your whole life.
And on that note about protecting what you've worked for, the article does briefly mention business insurance as well.
Oh, yes. And that's huge. If you own a business, you need business insurance. Because just like with personal stuff, there are so many risks you face as a business owner. And having that coverage, it can really be the difference between, things going smoothly and a massive financial setback.
That makes total sense. Okay, so the article wraps up with this idea of being like a smart shopper when it comes to insurance. But what does that really look like for, someone listening? How do we actually be savvy about this?
Be proactive. That's number one. Don't wait until you need insurance to start thinking about it. And then shop around. Don't just take the first quote you get or go with the cheapest option. Compare different companies, different policies, and don't be shy about asking questions.
Right. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Like, it's your life, it's your stuff. You want to make sure you're covered.
Absolutely. You're the one, signing on the dotted line. You need to understand what you're getting into.
Okay, so proactive, check.
Yeah.
But even then, there's so much out there. Like, how do you actually make a decision with all these different policies and companies? And
it can feel overwhelming for sure. And that's where I always tell people, talk to an insurance broker.
Okay, explain that.
They're like your insurance guide, right? They work with a bunch of different insurance companies, not just one.
I see.
So they can help you find the best policy for you, your specific situation, your budget, all of that.
So they do the shopping around for you? That's kind of nice.
Exactly. They know the ins and outs. They can explain the fine print, all that good stuff.
Okay, so to kind of bring it all back around to this article we started with, 5 insurance policies everyone should have. It seems like the big takeaways are, we need different kinds of insurance. It's not just one thing.
Right. It's not one size fits all.
We've got LTD to protect our income, life insurance to protect our loved ones, and then, of course, making sure we're taking care of our health and our stuff, whether we own a home or rent.
It's about having that peace of mind, knowing that whatever happens, you're prepared.
Prepared. There's that word again. And on that note of being prepared, I think this is a good place to kind of shift gears a bit, because you had something you wanted our listeners to, maybe ponder a little bit as we wrap up this deep dive.
I do. So I want you to imagine for a second, and I know this isn't always fun to think about, but just imagine you can't work, something happened, an illness, an accident, those curveballs we were talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Could be anything, right? So The question is, if that happened tomorrow, if your paycheck stopped coming in, what would you do? How would you pay your bills?
Oh, wow. Okay, I see where you're going with this. We can talk about disability insurance when you actually picture it.
It hits different, right? And that's really my hope with, all of this, that you don't just walk away from this deep dive with like a bunch of insurance terms memorized.
Right.
It's about actually thinking about these things, these what if scenarios, because the more we think about them, the better prepared we'll be if they happen, right?
Yeah, and it's interesting because we talk about insurance as being for those just-in-case moments.
Yeah.
But then when something happens, it's not a just-in-case anymore. It's real life.
And suddenly it's not hypothetical, And in those moments, having the right insurance, it can truly be, I don't want to say a lifesaver, but
But it kind of is, in a financial sense, at least.
it really is. It's that safety net that lets you focus on what actually matters. Your health, your family, all of that, without this added stress of, how am I going to pay for this?
Yeah, no, you're right. When you need it, you need it. And having that sense of security, like you said, that's huge. Well, this has been a lot of information, but so helpful. I think we've covered a lot of ground here today.
We really have. And, the good news is it's all about taking that first step, right? Learning about the different types of insurance, figuring out what you need.
And maybe talking to a broker, like we talked about.
Exactly. They can be so helpful in navigating all of this. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is just feeling prepared, feeling confident that you have a plan just in case.
So true. A little planning goes a long way. Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive on making sure we're covered no matter what life throws at us.
It's been a pleasure joining you as always.
Always a pleasure having you. And everyone listening, thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Until next time, take care.